Today, you are not just listening to a story. You are training your English mind, slowly, naturally, like a real conversation. In this episode, you will learn English through the life of a young boy who grew up in a small place near Paris. A boy who was always running, always dreaming, always touching a football. His name is Kylian Mbappé. Maybe today you know him as one of the fastest players in the world, a star of Paris Saint-Germain, a World Cup winner with France's national football team. But this story is not about fame, not about money. This is a story about discipline, family, belief, and small daily actions. Because Mbappé was not born a superstar, he became one step by step. And as you listen, you will not only understand his journey, you will also improve your English listening, your vocabulary, your thinking. So relax, listen carefully, and enter this story. Kylian Mbappé was born on 20 December 1998 in Paris, but his real story began in Bondy, a simple suburb where life was not always easy and where dreams were often bigger than reality. In Bondy, football was everywhere. Children played in streets, in small grounds, and sometimes without even proper equipment. But they played with passion, and young Mbappé was always there, running, smiling, and chasing the ball. From a very early age, he showed something different, not just speed, but energy, focus, and love for the game. He was always active, always learning, always trying to improve. His family played a very important role in shaping him. His father, Wilfried Mbappé, was a football coach, and his mother, Faiza Lamare, was a former handball player. So, in his home, sport was not just fun, it was discipline, structure, and daily effort. His father was strict. He did not treat Mbappé like a star, he treated him like a student. Training was regular, practice was serious, and improvement was expected every single day. While other children played freely, Mbappé was already learning the basics, running drills, repeating movements, and building strong habits. Slowly, people in Bondy began to notice him. They saw his speed, his control, and his confidence, and they started saying, "This boy is special." But inside his home, nothing changed. No excitement, no overconfidence, only one message: keep working. And this simple idea became the foundation of everything that followed. As Kylian Mbappé grew older, football slowly became more serious for him. It was no longer just street play. It became training, discipline, and learning, step by step. He joined a local club called AS Bondy, where his father, Wilfried Mbappé, was also involved. And this place became the first real step in his football journey. Here, everything had structure, fixed training times, proper drills, and clear instructions. Players were expected to listen, repeat, and improve. For many children, this change feels difficult because it requires patience and consistency. But Mbappé accepted it naturally. He enjoyed the process. He enjoyed learning. During training, he worked hard, repeating the same movements again and again, improving his control, his passing, and his understanding of the game. His speed was already special, but now he started using it in a smarter way. He learned when to run, where to move, and how to create space. Coaches began to notice not only his talent, but also his attitude. He was calm, focused, and always ready to learn. He did not act like he knew everything. He acted like he wanted to learn everything. In matches, he started standing out more. He was faster than most players, and when he got the ball, defenders found it difficult to stop him. But what made him different was his mindset. Even when he made mistakes, he did not stop. He continued playing, continued trying, and continued improving. Slowly, his name started moving beyond Bondi. Local coaches and scouts began to talk about him. There is a boy, very fast, very focused, very special. And without realizing it, Mbappe was already moving toward a bigger stage. As Kylian Mbappé continued performing well at AS Bondi, his talent started reaching bigger football circles. Coaches and scouts began to notice him, and soon he received an opportunity that could change his journey: the chance to join INF Clairefontaine. This was not just any academy, it was one of the most respected football training centers in France, a place where the best young players were selected, trained and prepared for the highest level. For Mbappe, this was a big step, moving from a local environment to a national level system. At Clairefontaine, everything was more intense. Training was faster, players were stronger, and competition was much higher. For many young players, this kind of environment creates pressure because suddenly everyone around you is talented. But Mbappe stayed calm. He focused on learning, not on proving himself. He observed other players, listened to coaches, and continued working step by step. His speed remained his biggest strength, but now he added intelligence to it. He learned positioning, timing, and decision-making under pressure. Slowly, he began to stand out again, even among the best young players in the country. Coaches noticed his consistency, his focus, and his discipline. He was not just performing sometimes, he was performing every day, and this made a strong impression. At the same time, something important started happening. Bigger clubs began watching him. They saw a young player who was not only talented but also mentally strong, and Mbappe, without distraction, continued doing the same thing, working, learning, improving, because for him the goal was simple: become better every single day, and this mindset was now preparing him for the next big step into professional football. After his development at Clairefontaine, Kylian Mbappé reached an important turning point. He was ready to take the next step from youth football into a professional environment, and that step came with a move to AS Monaco. This move was not easy. It meant leaving his comfort zone, leaving Bondi, and entering a world where expectations were higher and competition was much stronger. At Monaco, everything felt faster, training was intense, players were more experienced, and every moment required focus. For a young player, this can be difficult because now you are not the best anymore. You are learning again from the beginning. But Mbappe stayed calm. He focused on adapting, learning and improving step by step. In training, he worked on his finishing, his movement and his understanding of team play. He learned how to follow tactics and how to stay disciplined under pressure. His speed remained his biggest strength, but now he used it more intelligently, choosing the right moments to run and the right moments to stay patient. Slowly, coaches began to trust him. They saw his progress, his attitude, and his consistency. And then his opportunity arrived. On 2nd December 2015, Mbappe made his professional debut for AS Monaco at just 16 years old. In that moment, his journey changed. He was no longer just a young talent, he was now a professional player. But even after this big step, his mindset stayed the same. No distraction, no overconfidence, only one focus: keep improving. Because for Mbappe, this was not success, this was only the beginning. After his debut with AS Monaco, Kylian Mbappé slowly began to get more opportunities. At first, small minutes, short appearances, moments where he had to prove himself quickly. Many young players feel pressure in these situations because every touch, every decision feels important. But Mbappe played with freedom. He trusted himself, and slowly, those small moments became bigger. During the 2016-17 season, everything started changing. Monaco was playing attacking football, full of speed and energy, and this style suited Mbappe perfectly. He began scoring goals, important goals, goals that helped the team win matches. His speed became a serious problem for defenders, but now it was not only speed, it was timing, movement and smart decision-making. Then came the UEFA Champions League, the biggest stage in club football, and here Mbappe showed something special. Against teams like Manchester City, he played without fear, making fast runs, creating chances and scoring goals. He continued this form against Borussia Dortmund, once again performing with confidence and helping his team move forward. Now, the football world was watching him closely. He was no longer just a young talent, he was becoming a rising star. At the same time, Monaco was having an incredible season in Ligue 1. Match after match, they played attacking football, and Mbappe became a key part of that success. By the end of the season, Monaco won the league title, and Mbappe was one of the most important players in that journey. From a young boy in Bondy to a champion in France, everything had changed, and now the biggest clubs in the world were ready to take him to the next level. After his incredible season with AS Monaco, Kylian Mbappé reached a moment that would define his future. He was now one of the most wanted young players in the world, and many big clubs, including Real Madrid, showed strong interest in signing him. At this stage, the decision was not simple. It was not only about fame or money, it was about choosing the right path. Mbappe stayed calm. He spoke with his family, especially his father, Wilfried Mbappe, and his mother, Faiza Lamari, and together they focused on one question: where can he grow the most? After careful thinking, he made a surprising choice. He decided to stay in France and join Paris Saint-Germain. PSG was building a powerful team and had just signed Neymar, one of the biggest stars in football. Now, Mbappe would play alongside him. This move brought excitement but also pressure. He was no longer just a rising talent, he was a major signing, expected to perform, to win and to deliver results. At PSG, everything felt bigger: the stadium, the fans, the media, and the expectations. But Mbappe did not change his mindset. He stayed focused, disciplined, and calm. He continued working hard, learning from experienced players, and improving step by step. Playing with top players helped him grow faster. He understood the game at a higher level and became more confident. Slowly, he began to show that he was not just part of the team, he was becoming one of its most important players. And this new chapter in Paris was about to turn him into a global superstar. When Kylian Mbappé joined Paris Saint-Germain, he entered a team full of stars, big names, and high expectations. Every match was important, and every performance was watched closely. In the beginning, he played alongside players like Neymar and Edinson Cavani, and this helped him learn quickly. He observed their movement, their confidence, and their ability to handle pressure. At PSG, the style of play was fast, attacking, and focused on scoring goals, and this suited Mbappe perfectly. His speed became even more dangerous because now he was playing with players who understood his runs, who could pass at the right moment and create chances quickly. Match after match, his impact started growing. He scored goals, created opportunities, and became a constant threat for defenders. But what made him special was his consistency. He performed again and again without losing focus. In Ligue 1, he became one of the most dominant players. Defenders knew his speed, but still, they struggled to stop him. because he was not only fast, he was intelligent. He chose the right moments, stayed calm, and made the right decisions. Slowly, something important changed. Mbappe was no longer just playing with stars. He was becoming one of the biggest stars himself. Fans began to trust him. They saw him as a player who could decide matches, a player who could lead the attack. With every season, his responsibility increased. But even with this pressure, he stayed grounded. He followed the same mindset: work hard, stay disciplined, improve every day. And this mindset helped him grow even stronger. Now, he was not just a talent, he was a star, and the whole world was starting to notice. By 2018, Kylian Mbappé was already shining at Paris Saint-Germain, but now he had a chance to prove himself on the biggest international stage, the 2018 FIFA World Cup with the France national football team. At the start, he played with energy, discipline, and confidence, following the system of the team, and slowly he began to show his impact. Then came a powerful moment against Argentina national football team. In this match, Mbappe showed his true ability. He used his speed in a way that shocked defenders, making strong runs, creating chances, and changing the flow of the game. He scored 2 goals, and suddenly the world was watching him. This was not just a young player, this was a star. As the tournament continued, he stayed focused, he did not lose discipline, and he continued contributing to the team. Then came the final against Croatia national football team, one of the biggest matches in football. In this moment, Mbappe stayed calm and he scored a confident, powerful goal. With that goal, he became one of the youngest players to score in a World Cup final. When the match ended, France had won. They were world champions, and Mbappe, at just 19 years old, had reached a level that many players never reach in their entire career. From that moment, everything changed. He was no longer just a star in France, he was known across the world. But even after this success, he stayed grounded, because for him, this was not the end, it was only the beginning. After winning the 2018 FIFA World Cup, Kylian Mbappé returned to Paris Saint-Germain. But now, everything was different. He was no longer just a young player, he was a world champion, and with that came pressure. Fans expected more. Media watched every move and every performance became important. At PSG, he continued scoring goals and leading the attack, but now he was also carrying responsibility. He was expected to decide big matches, to be the difference, and slowly he accepted this role. He became more mature, more focused, and more aware of his position in the team. But success is not always smooth. There are difficult moments that test your strength. One such moment came in the UEFA Euro 2020. In a crucial match against Switzerland national football team, the game went to penalties. Mbappe took the final shot and he missed. France was eliminated. This moment was painful. The world reacted. Criticism came. Questions came. But Mbappe did not hide. He accepted the responsibility and he used this moment to grow. He returned stronger, more focused, more determined. At PSG, he continued performing, scoring goals, leading attacks and helping the team win. But now there was a clear change. He was becoming a leader, not only through goals, but through mindset, through responsibility, through growth. And this journey was preparing him for even bigger challenges ahead. As Kylian Mbappé continued his journey with Paris Saint-Germain and the France national football team, one thing became very clear. His story was not only about talent or speed, but about mindset, discipline, and continuous growth. From Bombay to the world stage, his journey was built step by step, not in one moment, but through daily effort, small improvements, and strong focus. He understood something very important. Success is not permanent. Every match, every season is a new challenge. And this thinking kept him grounded even after becoming one of the biggest players in the world. He continued training, continued learning, and continued improving. Because he knew staying at the top requires more effort than reaching it. And this is where his story becomes more than football. It becomes a lesson for anyone who wants to grow. Just like Mbappe, you don't need to be perfect from the beginning. You just need to start and improve little by little every day. And now, as you listen to this story, you were not only learning about football, you were also learning English. You listened to words, sentences, ideas. You followed a real story in a simple and natural way. And this is the best way to learn. Not by memorizing, but by understanding. Not by pressure, but by listening again and again. So from today, try this simple method. Listen to stories, speak slowly, think in English, and just like Mbappe improved step by step, your English will also improve step by step, day by day, until one day you will look back and realize you have come very far.